If you're feeling anxiety or even a little bit of guilt about setting healthy boundaries around this holiday season, you're not alone. I know even myself, I've been warring internally with what are the right choices to make in regards to my family that will keep both my husband and I safe, as well as those that I love. The complicated part of families is that they're complicated and we love these individuals, and especially right now, we miss them a lot. Additionally, different people have different thoughts and feelings about what is the best way to approach the holiday season. Anxiety, feeling a little guilty. I am moving into feelings of stress as well as worry right now is normal. In my last video, I provided some quick tips and hacks on how to approach the family offerings for gatherings in a way that is loving and also protective of the overarching health and safety of self, family, and the community around us. I'd like to now move into a guided meditation to provide support for helping the mind and body calm down. Our little friend Amy back here, she's not just fear-based, she's also connection and community-based. And so she might be kicking up some dust around the fact that she really wants to spend time with the family this holiday season. There's a yearning, even perhaps a desperation within the loneliness right now. And again, visit the previous video, and there's some wonderful ways to create connection, even with distance. But now let's show our little friend the amygdala some love and let her know that even in times of distance, we can still come together. Now, if there's a certain family member that you're most worried about upsetting, if you let them know that unfortunately you're not going to be joining them this holiday, or somebody that you're afraid to let down, I'd like for you to bring them to the front and center of your awareness. Notice their face. How do they sit when they're talking with you? Notice their tone of voice. And invite your little friend Amy, invite the amygdala to share with you the anticipatory story of worry or anxiety when you share with them that you're going to be choosing to stay distant this holiday season and find another way to connect. And as you imagine that conversation, now check in with your mind and your body. And what energy becomes known to you? Perhaps a tightening in your chest, a buzzing in your mind, a tremor in your throat when you think about missing them and how hard that's going to be, or letting them down, or even them perhaps becoming angry with you because of choices that you're making. Invite all of that information to become present with your mind and your body right now. This is your brain telling you a story about the importance of family connection. And we need to let our minds and our bodies know that we can connect in different ways during the holidays. That even though we aren't going to be doing what we've done in the past, it doesn't mean that we're rejected or abandoned or alone. That's usually the underlying narrative of fear that our brain is telling us when we worry about giving others difficult information. Now that you've connected to that person or people, now that you've moved into relationship with your mind and your body, let's go ahead and begin applying that self-havening touch. Hands, arms, and face in any order. If you know your sweet spot, mine's definitely my arms, please feel free to spend time focusing and honoring that special space that feels good when you tune into your self-care. And I'd like to invite you now to participate in a little CPR for the amygdala exercise. I'm just going to let Amy know we see her and give her some other things to think about. So take a moment and imagine now that we're just going to start walking slowly away from the thoughts and the feelings that we just invited to become the center of awareness. We're going to take 10 gentle steps towards a warm, glowing light. As you begin walking, counting in your mind with each step, notice as the ball of your foot touches the ground and rolls forward, lifting you to the next step. Notice the warmth of the light. Perhaps it's the sun shining above warming your skin. And once you've completed those 10 steps, I'd like to invite you to look around the space that you're in right now and find any 3 objects that are in the shape of a square. Count in your mind's eye as you find each one. You can even use the painting behind me or the pillows if you like. Any 3 objects. And now let's return to the first object that you found. And I'd like for you to identify 3 different shades of color on this object. Now, if it's all one color, perhaps like the pillow right behind me here, notice if the light dances upon that object, creating different shades of that singular color. What happens at the edges of that object. So invite your mind to explore and move into relationship with the colors. Let's now turn our attention to the second object. We're going to do that exact same exercise. Find 3 different shades of color, noticing the nuances of each one. And once you've done that, I'd like for you to also imagine what it would be like if you were to reach out and touch that object. What would it feel like? What's the texture? Is it smooth or rough, soft or firm? Identify 4 different possible sensory experiences if you were to reach out and touch or hold or even lift up that object. Is it heavy or light? Warm or cool to the touch? And now let's move into deeper relationship with that third object that you've identified. Once again, finding 3 different nuances in the color. And then moving into deeper relationship as you imagine reaching out and touching it, holding it in your hands, lifting it. Again, is it smooth? Is it soft? Is it firm, cool, or warm? Just deepening our connection with it. Beautifully done. I'd like to invite you to take a gentle breath in to a count of 4 and a slow, easy release to a count of 6. And let's invite our attention to return to that beloved person, or perhaps the complex relationship with the person that you identified at the outset of this guided meditation. Noticing the nuances of who they are and checking in again with the energy of your mind and your body. Now, to invite you to take your mind to a time where you've made a healthy choice for yourself. Where you made a decision that you knew was absolutely the best decision for you in that moment. And when we make really great, healthy decisions for ourselves, they're almost always also the best decisions for those that we love, even if they're hard choices. Invite that time to become now the center of your focus and awareness. Perhaps a moment of being assertive, setting a boundary. A moment of inviting someone into understanding your wants and needs and why you're taking care of yourself in this moment. Perhaps a moment of loving self-compassion and patience. Perhaps even this moment right now where you're choosing to show yourself love and care in the face of yearning and pressure. Whatever moment you've identified, invite your body to move into relationship with how that felt in that moment. What was your posture like? Is your shoulders back? Your feet firmly planted on the ground? If that moment had a color, what color would it be? Invite your mind and your body to connect with the color of that moment of self-care, self-love. And with a gentle breath in, imagine you're inhaling that color and welcoming it in, that energy, making it expansive in your mind and your body. And if this moment had a message for you, this color, this energy, this body posture, what would the message be? If the you of that moment could walk in right now and say, hey, remember this, or hey, we've got this, or whatever it is, what is the message of this moment? Within that message, find the strongest thought or feeling that resonates with what you need right here, right now, to make these healthy and loving choices for yourself. Once you've found that thought, that feeling, let's go ahead and move into that creating possibilities. What if I was? Completing the statement with your chosen felt sense. What if I was strong? What if I was compassionate and understanding? What if I gave myself permission to make healthy choices? And as we continue to apply the gentle self-havening touch, go ahead and repeat that what if 5 times in your mind, breathing in the color of that energy, embodying it. Curious about the possibilities of this experience. What if I was? And noticing possibilities that will unfold as you embody this feeling and take these actions that are so important for not just your health and safety, but also for those of your family, your loved ones. And let's now return to your chosen person. And see if you can find 3 positive ways, or positive things that could unfold from embodying this energy and having a hard conversation, setting a boundary, letting your family know that you're making some different choices this holiday season because it's the right thing to do for you, and that those choices are being made out of love for yourself and for them. Notice times when this person or these people have shown you love in the past. In those moments, what does their body posture look like, their face? If you don't have those experiences encoded, instead turn your energy inward and notice what it feels like when you're self-loving and self-kind to yourself. What does that feel like? To give yourself that big hug of self-care and say, yes, your wants and needs are important, because they are. As we continue that gentle self-havening touch, invite your mind now to drift 3, 6, 9 months into the future. And notice the positive impact of making the hard choices now. Notice the role in staying safe and keeping others safe. And being socially altruistic and protecting yourself. Protecting the essential workers who are in the hospitals fighting to save so many lives right now. Protecting your family. And notice how, yes, right now it's hard. And yes, right now we are alone and it's difficult. And remember that it is through making the difficult choices now that we can guarantee that we will be together in the future. I'm wishing you a wonderful holiday season. Keep loving yourself, tending to your mind and your body. Remember, it's okay to have big feelings right now. It's normal. It's okay to know that things are going to be different right now. Social distancing is social altruism. Social altruism is love for ourselves and others. Be gentle. Take good care, and I'll see you soon.